Hey guys, this is John from Walton's, and this is how to make rustic French onion brats. No matter what protein you choose to make your brat out of, we recommend that you try to get to around 20% pork fat. That's gonna do the best job of delivering the flavor. And let me tell you, this seasoning has a ton of it. In it, we've got Worcestershire powder, we have tamarind, which has a little bit of a sweet and sour taste. It's a spice from India. It's also got torula yeast, so it's got a lot going on in it, and it's all trying to give you that classic French onion flavor. We all love that soup. Get some nice cheese melted on the top. The onions have been caramelized perfectly. And this brat does a great job at bringing that flavor across. Now we chose to use pork butts. So as you can see, I'm trying to separate that bone from the rest of the meat. That allows me to pay more attention to the bone with my boning knife and not have to worry about all this excess meat on the outside. Pork butt bones have a couple of interesting little crevices in it that you're gonna have to get into. And that's why I always recommend that you have both a nice slicing knife, something like the 8 or 10-inch chef's knife, and a boning knife, so you can get in and around those bones. You can take off as much of the meat from that bone as you want, or as little. On this one, we went back to traditional grinding methods, so we put our meat in the freezer for 30 minutes before we did our first grind. We're using a 3/8 grinder for this first grind, and it's just passing through incredibly quickly, as you would expect. For our second grind, we stepped it down to a 3/16 plate. Now this is obviously a much smaller hole, and our meat is no longer in that big chunk form, so it's harder for the auger to grab it and push it down to that plate and knife. The most important thing we can do to actually speed up this process is to slow down. We're gonna put a very small amount of meat down the throat of the grinder at a time. We don't ever wanna use our stomper during this second grind unless somehow we get some of the meat trapped in that throat and we just need to nudge it down to let the auger grab it. We should always be seeing nothing but the auger when we look down the throat before we add any more meat on our second grind. Now for mixing on this, we just added a very small amount of water. It's being stuffed into a large casing and it's already a juicy bratwurst. We don't need to add a bunch of moisture to it. But we do want to let the seasoning mix in a little bit easier, and some water definitely helps with that. We elected not to use any high temp cheese on this one, but some Swiss would be absolutely perfect for this. Because we were doing about a 12-pound batch here, I just hand mixed it. As you can see, I'm trying to get the seasoning all mixed throughout the meat without getting protein extraction. This is a bratwurst, so we want it to have a different texture than a smoked sausage or a snack stick. We want it to have some chunkiness. For this, we used our Walton's 11-pound stuffer with our suction cup feet. We're simply gonna load the stuffer, making sure that we don't get any air pockets in it. And I like to do that with what I call alternating leaning tower of Pisas. So we just make sure that at the very bottom, we have a good slant on our first batch. We then push that down, throw in more meat and make a slant the opposite direction, and then we just follow that all the way up to the top. We're using 30mm fresh collagen here because we're gonna put these on the grill, not on a smoker, and fresh collagen just has a really nice bite to it. I'm leaving these just a little bit understuffed. That allows me in the linking process to twist them a few more times, and that is going to give me a better closure on the end when I cook them. Once you cut collagen and separate those links from each other, it will start to unravel, but you will get a slightly better closure if you can twist it a few more times. To cook these, we just had our grill at 350 degrees and we left them on there until our internal temperature was right around 160. We then pulled them, cut into them, and they are fantastic. This is an absolutely great flavor for anyone who likes French onion soup, anyone who likes caramelized onions. It has all of that going on in there. A couple of interesting things we learned is there is a serious taste difference between when it is hot right off the grill, cooled down a little bit, and then cold. When it's hot right off the grill, you're gonna get a good amount of that French onion taste, but the heat from the melted fat is gonna overpower it just a bit. Once it cools down just a couple of degrees, so 3 or 4 minutes, that flavor completely opens up and you're gonna think that you're eating some French onion soup. Once it cools down, it changes yet again and it's a little bit more mild, but still very delicious. This is a brat that I would recommend you use in any way you would use almost any brat. It'll be great being added to other soups. It's great in a bun. It's great to just cut up and eat some of it like I'm gonna do right now. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and visit waltons.com and meatgistics.com to find everything but the meat. Thanks for watching. I'm John with Waltons, and we'll see you guys next time.
Subscribe to Walton's YouTube channel to check out more meat processing videos. Shop waltons.com to find everything but the meat. Or check out more hand-picked videos by clicking here or clicking here.